Yo, what's up guys, it's me Lee, and welcome to day 25 of the 2017-2018 NBA season. Eric Bledsoe played his first game as a Milwaukee Buck last night, and to be honest, I was kind of surprised that he was playing already. Sometimes it takes a player like a week or so before they actually lace up for their new team. I mean, Bledsoe hasn't even had a chance to practice with the Bucks yet. And even further, if that's the case, if a player hasn't practiced with the team yet but is still suiting up for the game, most of the time they will come off the bench at first so they can kind of sit back and take it all in. Watch the guys they're going to be playing with for a minute, then get subbed in. But not for Bledsoe. Jason Kidd just threw him straight into the starting lineup without hesitation. An extremely bold move that paid off. You can't argue with the result if the Bucks were able to break their 4-game losing streak with the 94-87 victory over the San Antonio Spurs. Bledsoe with 13 points on 6 of 15 shooting, as well as 7 assists in his first game for the Bucks. A pretty good first game, considering this had to feel more of like a pickup game for him, since he doesn't know any of the Bucks plays and only knows his teammates from the very few times he actually played against them. It was good. It was really easy to play with him because you know he's going to find you. He's going to make the right play, so it's fun to play with him. That's what Giannis said about playing with Eric Bledsoe, and obviously it's a good thing that Giannis likes playing with Eric Bledsoe so far. It's easy playing with these guys. All I've got to do is give them the ball. I've got the easy job. And that's what Eric Bledsoe said about playing with the Bucks so far. So according to both parties, it's been easy playing with each other, so that's a really good sign. Yeah, Bledsoe was making things easier, I'd say, for Giannis last night. See, Giannis still did have to do a lot for the Milwaukee Bucks, no doubt about that. 28 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 blocks. Yeah, he did a heck of a lot. But Bledsoe did help lighten the load for sure. And it's only going to get better from here on as they develop more chemistry together. And we also got the answer as to who is coming off the bench now as well. Malcolm Brogdon has been demoted to the 6-man role. He still played 34 minutes last night, so the only real difference is that his name wasn't announced as a starter. And I still wonder what's going to happen when Jabari Parker comes back. Is Giannis going to slide over to the 5 or back to small forward and have Middleton play at 2 and bring Snell out the bench so you can fit Jabari in the starting lineup? I mean, the Bucks are going to have a lot of options, and that's almost never a bad thing. Celtics on a 10-game winning streak going up against the Charlotte Hornets. Al Horford still out with concussion. Of course, no Gordon Hayward, but good news is that after leaving their last game against the Lakers with a sore ankle, Jason Tatum was back and ready to go last night. Bad news though is that Aaron Baines almost knocked out Kyrie Irving. 2 minutes into the first quarter, Kyrie Irving caught an elbow from Aaron Baines and left the game under a concussion protocol. So now you got the Boston Celtics without their entire big three. And I thought it was over for Boston when that happened. After winning 10 in a row, it finally looked like it was time for them to take an L. And it did look like it was going to happen at first. It took Boston some time to get going. Having to watch another one of your key players go down, it must be deflating. And it was easy to see how much it was affecting them as they were outscored 26-11 in the first quarter. Yeah, I for sure thought it was over. But after that, I'm not quite sure what was said by Brad Stevens or some of the players, because they started to fight back with what they had left. For the next 2 quarters, the game would have been neck and neck had it not been for the 15-point lead that Boston had spotted Charlotte. The Celtics were keeping up scoring wise and defensively, but they just couldn't get any closer than 12 to 15 points down. That is until the 4th quarter, when they completely flipped the script on the Charlotte Hornets, clamping down 100% on defense, no buckets allowed. Charlotte only scored 11 points in the final period, while Boston scored 26. And the C's end up with a 90-87 win. No Horford, no Hayward, no Kyrie, and they still won. Pretty sure that game just won Brad Stevens Coach of the Year. He's starting to show that he might have that Popovich effect, where he can win with no matter what players are on the court for him. Shane Larkin, Terry Rozier, and Jason Tatum all stepped up on the offensive end, while Jaylen Brown did his thing on the glass. That man had 13 rebounds. You can excuse the poor shooting he's had for the past couple of games when he crashed the board so hard. At this point, how does this team keep winning? Whatever the Thunder said in that extended meeting that they had after they lost to Denver the night before, I'm pretty sure that it got through to Paul George. Even if they don't have the best on-court chemistry right now, the Thunder are still an extremely scary team to play against, because they have 3 guys who can do what Paul George did last night on any given night. Paul George dropped a season-high 42 points, 13 of 22 shooting, and 4 of 7 from deep, as well as 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals. Dude just refused to lose another game. And low-key, they kind of needed every single one of those points from George, because the game last night seemed like it was more of a scoring contest between Lou Williams and Paul George. PG and the Thunder won, of course, with Paul George 42 points, but Lou Williams tried his best as he dropped 35 off the bench for the Clippers, and 120 to 111 is the final score. And it's good to see OKC finally snap that losing streak. Hopefully they will fully become the team that we all know they can be soon enough. As for LA though, the curse is still real. They're becoming more and more banged up by the day. First it was Milos, now it is Patrick Beverley and Danilo Gallinari. Now the Clippers have now lost their 4th straight and are 1-6 since starting off the season 4-0. That Nets pick that the Cavs got might not be that valuable. It will still be top 10 for sure, but right now the Nets look like they might be on pace to win around 30 or so games this year. They're not as bad as Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Phoenix, Sacramento, so that pick most likely won't even be top 5. It's starting to look like Boston low-key finessed for Kyrie. The Nets won again last night, 101 to 97 over the Portland Trail Blazers, as D'Angelo Russell came through huge in the clutch with an and-one drive. D'Lo finished with 21 points and 9 assists, while Lillard had 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists for the Blazers. 101 to 97 was the final score, and the Nets are now respectable for what they have, 5-7 on the year. One of the surprise teams of the year continues to surprise. Beating the Phoenix Suns now for the Magic shouldn't be a surprise anymore, but in the past couple of years, this would have been a game that they easily should have lost. It's just amazing how good a well-balanced offense can be. It can turn one of the worst teams in the NBA into one of the better looking teams in the NBA overnight, just like it has done so far this year for the Orlando Magic. Aaron Gordon continues to be one of the most efficient scorers in the NBA with 22 points on 7 of 9 shooting. Man is averaging 20 points on 57% shooting from the field and 60% shooting from 3. That's unreal. 128 to 112 was the final score. Alex Len had 21 points and 13 rebounds for the Suns, and Josh Jackson with his best game so far with 18 off the bench. I'm not gonna lie, you guys almost didn't get a video today. If my Pistons lost to the Hawks last night, I honestly don't know how I was going to hop on here and talk about basketball. I would just see nothing but straight roast from my Pistons in the comment section. Quick question though. Does anyone else try to avoid social media or talking to people when their favorite team loses to one of the worst teams in the league or gets blown out? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I for sure do that. When the Pistons lost to the Nets twice last year, I didn't want to talk to anyone at all. I just went straight to bed. Got a bit off topic there. Pistons beat the Atlanta Hawks 111 to 104 thanks to back-to-back clutch threes from Reggie Jackson, as well as Andre Drummond stepping to the stripe and nailing 2 clutch free throws. Drummond with an all-around game of 16 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists, and Reggie Jackson had 22 points and 6 assists for Detroit. The Pacers couldn't have asked for a much better team to go up against last night. After starting off the year pretty strong, they had a bit of a lapse. Maybe he has to do something with Sabonis missing the past couple of games as well, but he returned last night and they looked better again. Granted, it was against the Bulls, but still, they look better. Oladipo had a shaky past couple of games, but bounced back with 25 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and Bogdanovic is just a scorer. He had 22 last night as well, as Indy gets the 105 to 87 win over the Bulls. The Jazz need more offense badly. Amazing defensive team, but when you have to rely on the rookie Donovan Mitchell to carry the offense, you're not going to win many games. And I like Mitchell a lot. He's going to be a great player in the NBA. And if you think about it, this could be a good down year for the Jazz. Doesn't really matter if they make the playoffs, since even if they did scrape in as the 7th or 8th seed, like what's the point? Just keep giving Mitchell the ball and let him grow as much as possible. And it seems like that's what they're doing now, as they now have promoted Donovan Mitchell into the starting lineup over Rodney Hood, but they still lost. Miami won this one 84 to 74 behind Dion Waiters and his 21 points and Hassan Whiteside and his 20 rebounds. Pretty sure that wraps up all the action from last night though. You guys can go vote for the player of the day by following the link down in the description box below. Just remember, the only players whose team won are eligible to win player of the day. Yesterday you guys selected James Harden and his 35 points, 13 assists, 11 rebounds, and 5 steals as the player of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more daily NBA highlights, as well as stay tuned for the daily NBA news video dropping later today, but I'll see you guys then. Peace.